I'm Grace.
And I'm Olivia. And our project was which brand of volleyball bounces the highest?
What made you guys decide on this topic?
So we decided to do this topic because we both go to the same club, and there's like a bunch of different kind of volleyballs that we use, and so you don't want it to be too bouncy, but you don't want it to be too flat.
So our hypothesis was that the Wilson soft play would bounce the highest, and that the volley light would bounce the lowest, because the Wilson soft play was the heaviest, and the volley light was the lightest.
And what made you think, was it from your prior research, or what made you think that weight would have to do with the bounce?
So we thought that because this one is technically like a heavier ball because it's an outdoor ball, and we researched that the outdoor balls were usually heavier, but then we found out that this ball is technically an indoor and an outdoor ball, so it does have like the same kind of.
In our research, we researched about the materials and the electricity, so that had a big impact.
Electricity?
Elasticity.
Elasticity? Okay, yeah. Elasticity.
And that had a big impact of our hypothesis.
Okay, so what is elasticity?
It's like the kinetic energy in the ball that makes it bounce lower or higher.
Okay. How did you run your experiment? How did you set your experiment up?
So what we did is we got a chair, and then we placed it on a table, and we got a measuring tape. And so what she did was she put her arms like this on the chair, and then she dropped it while we were taking the slow-mo video.
So I could drop them all from the same height. So
okay.
It wasn't unbalanced.
Okay. And how many trials did you do for each ball?
We did 3 trials for each ball, and we kept data on a sheet, and then we put it into a Google Doc.
Okay.
Which is
Okay. Did the balls in general bounce roughly the same height each time, or was there a lot of difference each time with the same ball, like when you dropped it across the 3 trials?
They were all in the same range. They were either like one of them was on the 80s, one was on the
Okay. So you had the sense that each of your drops was showed an accurate measure of how high it would bounce up. All right. What were some of the things you controlled for?
So we controlled.
Or what were some of the things that you kept constant? I should ask.
We kept constant the temperature of the balls and the air pressure.
Okay. So all the balls were inflated to the same.
So
okay.
we had to deflate all of them, and then we had to pump them all back up to the same air pressure.
Okay. And what did you find in your results?
So we found out that the Molten Light Touch was the bounciest out of all of them. Every time I had a measure of about 89 to about 80, 83, in between there every time, and that was the highest.
And why do you think that one bounced the highest?
It's because of its weight, and it wasn't too light, it wasn't too heavy, it was right in between, and it's also a light touch, while the other molten was just a regular molten.
And what does that mean, light touch?
So light touch is for like younger kids, so like they technically do not hurt as much when they hit your arm.
So is it a softer?
Yeah, it's
softer shell.
But it's actually made out of heavier materials.
Okay.
So that's a heavier leather than this one.
Okay.
So it's like a little bit. The material is actually kind of bumpy, actually.
Okay.
So that might have affected it.
Okay. If you had to do this experiment over again, what would you have done differently?
I think we could have done a better experiment like this. We didn't have much room or time because we couldn't do it outside. It was too cold. So I think we could have done
drop it from a higher.
Yeah, or done the experiment in a different place or location.
Okay. Oh, okay. Is there something else about volleyball that you could see yourselves researching in the future, or anything that came up as you were doing this?
I think
or other sports.
Another experiment we could do is about the positions or setting, bumping, and spiking, and like which volleyball is best for each of them.
Okay. Good. All right. Great. Nice work, ladies.